Hello, Ice Cap fans. On this segment of Ice Caps 360, I'm with head coach Keith McCambridge, and we're going to discuss the goaltending situation here in St. John's heading into the 2014-15 season, which begins Friday night in Providence. Well, Keith, it was a topsy-turvy 48 hours on Sunday. A lot of things developed with the trade between the parent club, the Winnipeg Jets, and the Montreal Canadiens. It was something you don't see every day, but you got a veteran in Peter Budaj to go along with a second-year goalie in UC Oklenora and a rookie in Connor Hellebuck. Let's break down what you see as the strengths of these three.
Well, obviously, you look at UC to start. We saw him last year, had a very good college career, came in as a free agent signing, was making some progress, but still trying to find his way at the pro level. Look for different things in goaltenders, where their structure is, where their confidence sits as a young goaltender. We felt that with the balance that we had taken place there with Pasquale and then Hutchinson playing the majority of the load down in our ECHL affiliate in Ontario, that instead of having the couple games in and sit for a period of time, we wanted to make sure that UC was developing and a chance to be a #1 goaltender. So that rotation took place where Hutchinson came up and UC Oklenora went down to Ontario, and felt UC made some progress down there, some really good progress. He came in here and I thought in Penticton he looked strong. The same thing for practice. Really the sharpness, the tracking of pucks, being square to the shooter, all the things that you look for in goaltenders has been at a better place than it was last season when he left the American Hockey League. And I really feel the chance for him when he came down during that playoff run that we had and he was around the team and seeing the different goaltenders, seeing the intensity that's taken place in playoffs, was a real benefit to his development. So he's coming in here into camp and again been a real professional. He's an intelligent young man, and he's continuing to work on his game every single practice and games, and I feel he's made some really strong improvements.
Keith, in the Mary's Cup out in Gander, Connor Hellebuck made his pro debut with the Ice Caps. He turned aside 36 shots. It wasn't spectacular. He's the first one to tell you that he's just kind of a boring goalie, but if he's boring, you'll take it.
Yeah, again, a very young goaltender that put up strong numbers, excellent numbers in college, has come in, and the first game we had at the rookie tournament in Penticton, to all fairness, probably both goaltenders at the time, the opposition, the same thing in that game that we played Calgary. Lot of unorganized play, players first time being on the ice as a group, so a real tough assessment to see where your goaltender was at, that was the game that he played, but I was looking forward to see what he had playing for us in that game in Grand Falls, Windsor. So I thought, in Gander for the one that he played, I thought that he was what we saw in practice when he came in during last year, during that playoff run, where you're taken back by how quick he moves for such a large man in the net. He seems to make saves look easy, which is obviously a really strong point for any goaltender. And he was able to do that again with the game back home here in St. John's. Any of those goals that went in there, to pretty much every one of them were tipped or screened where he didn't have a chance on him. So for a young goaltender, I thought 2 strong outings. You have to realize that he is learning his trade here, and there's going to be some ups and downs that are going to take place with his game, as the same with UC Oklenora. So we're aware of that. We want to make sure we put him in the best possible situations, as with UC, and continue to hope that those guys get to where they need to be, and that is top-end goaltenders and providing depth for the National Hockey League.
Yep. Keith, just one last thing on Connor. Handles the puck extremely well, very aware of what's going on. The goal that JC scored, he kind of played that really nicely to set it up for Will for the outlet stretch pass, the perfect pass to JC for the game-winning goal. So if you can get a couple of assists from the back end, along with the big goalie who makes lots of saves, that's a plus too.
Well, I'm more so, my #1 thing is him saving, stopping the puck, but we can work on that. If I'm comparing goaltenders to playing the puck in that, I thought we had a really good puck mover in Hutchinson last year. Connor would be probably the first to say that that's an area he has to work on, is helping defensemen back there playing the puck. But right now it's about where he is in the net, the saves he's making, and from that our goaltending coach and Dusty Emo will continue to work on his puck playing ability back there, because that's a big part of it also.
Keith, finally, Peter Budaj, what an outstanding human being. We've heard nothing but great things about Peter. Everybody's met him in the last day or so, and just, what a class act, a veteran guy. The presence of him here, tell me how much that adds to your hockey club.
Well, the two goaltenders you just talked about in Okanar and Hellebuck, it gives them an example to watch, an older guy to mentor them along with our goalie coach on the ice here. So, and it's not that he's just here for that purpose. It also gives depth, obviously, to the parent club in Winnipeg. So, that's something where obviously management felt where there was a move that could be made there to give themselves a goaltender that is going to give them a safety net for an option if they need up in Winnipeg. Then they have that in place. It also helps down here where it's going to help our young goaltenders realize what it takes to play in the National Hockey League. So it's a win-win. And yes, I've heard nothing but great things on his personality and his play. I had a chance to talk to him this morning, and obviously the number one thing that jumps out is just how professional he is. And the also real close thing for me is the work ethic that he brings in practice is all obviously a strong point of his also. So those goaltenders in Hellebuck and Okanara, to whatever period of time Peter's going to be here for, it gives them a chance to see exactly, what has to take place, how to be a good professional, where you need to be, the work ethic that has to come into effect here to try to get yourself to the next level.
There you have it, Ice Cap fans. A discussion on the goaltending for the St. John's Ice Caps in 2014-15 with head coach Keith McCambridge. At our next segment coming up over the next day or so, we'll talk about the forwards. Inside Mile 1 with the coach, I'm Brian Rogers. Have a great day.